Let's imagine one impossible rule. Your salary starts doubling. Every single day, for 30 days straight. You're in the break room, one shoe on, phone buzzes, a deposit, $100. Not payday, not a refund, you didn't request anything. There's just a note attached, daily rate adjustment, effective immediately. You never read the whole message, just the number. Your shift starts in 6 minutes. You clock in like always. Steam wand, oat milk. A regular who calls you by the wrong name every single day, like clockwork. Nothing about the morning changes. Except the $100 sitting there like it's been there forever. Day 2. $200. Midnight, not morning. That's the part that gets you. Money showing up while you're asleep feels different. Less like a mistake, more like something that already decided something about you. You do the math on a napkin during your break. 100, 200, 400. Your pen can't keep up with the doubling. By day 4, it's $800. You fix the zipper on your work bag, the one that's been stuck since March. Small thing. Doesn't feel small. Day 5, $1,600. There's one rule attached to all of this: show up. Miss a day, it stops. Forever. No fine print you can argue with. Just show up. And here's the first thing nobody tells you about money arriving too fast. You don't ask if it's real anymore. You ask if you're allowed to believe it yet. Day 6, $3,200. More than your rent. One day. More than the number that's been chasing you since you moved out at 19. You stand outside your building after your shift. Same window, same crack in the blind you've meant to fix for 2 years. A thought shows up before you can stop it. I could leave this place. Then the fear catches up. Is leaving too fast? Does it count as something? Nobody wrote a rule that specific. So you wait. Because waiting is the one habit poverty teaches you that money can't undo overnight. Day 7, $6,400. First week total, just under $13,000. Real enough to fix things. Not big enough to change worlds yet. You pay off your credit card, full balance, $0. You expect to feel something huge. Instead, quiet, almost sad. Debt disappearing doesn't feel like winning. It feels like a noise turning off that you didn't know was loud until it stopped. That weekend you visit your mom. She asks if you got a raise. Kind of. She smiles. Then asks if you're eating enough. Not because she needs money, because she remembers who you get like when things are tight. You almost tell her everything. Then, you imagine saying it out loud. My paycheck doubles every day. Sounds insane? So you just hug her a little longer before you go. Day 8, $12,800. First real temptation. Not a car. A different apartment. One with a kitchen where the cabinets actually close. You tour it on your lunch break, still in your work apron. The leasing agent doesn't blink. Talks to you like you already belong there. You could sign today. You don't. Something in you still asks permission before it moves. Day 9, $25,600. Your bank calls. Fraud department. Automated voice, then a real one. Can you confirm this deposit? Yes. Source? Payroll. Long pause. The kind that becomes its own room. Here's the first thing money buys you before you spend $1 of it. Tone. Hold music gets shorter. Someone says, thank you for your patience. And you haven't even been impatient. You notice it immediately. You hate how much you like it. Day 10, $51,200. At work, nothing changes. That's the strangest part. Same apron, same regular who still gets your name wrong. Same fridge in the break room that smells like everyone's forgotten lunch. You're making more in one shift than your manager makes in a year. The milk steamer still hisses the same way it always has. The world doesn't know yet. It keeps running exactly like it did before it knew. Day 11, $102,400. The money stops feeling like income. It starts feeling like the weather. You forget to check your balance before ordering coffee. You fill your gas tank all the way without glancing at the price on the sign. Small things. You don't notice you've stopped noticing them. It arrives whether you're happy or tired or half asleep brushing your teeth. It just shows up. Every day. Like weather does. Day 12. $204,800. Your coworker notices something. Not the number, the absence of something. You seem different, she says, wiping down the counter. Like, lighter. You say you've just been sleeping better. That's technically true. She doesn't push, but she knocks a little softer now before she comes into the back room. Asks before she sits down at your table instead of just sitting. People notice calm faster than they notice cash. Day 13. $409,600. You move. Not into anything huge, just the apartment with the kitchen that closes right. First night, no furniture yet. You eat takeout, sitting on the floor because there's no table to sit at. The room echoes around you in a way your old place never did, because your old place never had that much empty space to echo in. You expect happiness to fill it automatically. It doesn't. Happiness doesn't arrive furnished. Peace does. The bathroom fan works on the first try. The lock feels solid. You sleep 9 hours and wake up confused, like your body forgot how to relax without a reason to stay alert. Day 14. $819,200. Second week total, over 1.6 million. This is where it turns social. A cousin texts out of nowhere. An old coworker asks to catch up. Someone from high school likes a photo from 3 years ago. Nobody has facts. They just have a feeling. People don't need proof to change how they treat you. They just need a signal. You send your mom money for the roof. Tell her it's a work bonus. You cover a friend's late utility bill without saying who it came from. For one afternoon, it feels like the cleanest thing money can do. Then your friend calls, almost crying, asking if it was you. You deny it badly. Day 15. $1,638,400. You're at the grocery store. You could buy every single thing in every single aisle and still not feel it. That thought does something ugly for 1 second. Makes the whole store look small. The coupons. The cart in front of you, where someone's putting something back because the total's too high. Then shame hits, because 2 weeks ago, that was you. A quiet gift rarely stays quiet once it solves a problem someone can see. You put the expensive stuff in your cart, then put it back. Then laugh at yourself. Because the gesture didn't mean anything either way. Day 16. $3,276,800. You hire an accountant, then a lawyer. Not because you want to, because the number makes it stupid not to. They tell you to document everything. They use the word exposure a lot. They say it like people who bill by the hour say things. At work, your manager starts asking your opinion in meetings where nobody used to ask. You haven't gotten smarter, you've just gotten expensive. Day 17, $6,553,600. This is where the dopamine turns dangerous, because now almost anything you want is solvable. Not eventually, not after saving, right now. You buy a car. Not the loudest one, the quiet one. Leather seats, doors that shut like a secret. You drive it home the long way. For 1 hour, the story is simple. You were broke. Now you're not. The next morning, someone's posted a photo of it online. The caption says something like, "Local barista mysteriously upgrades. By your next shift, people already know." Day 18. $13,107,200. You go to work anyway, not because you want to, because missing a day ends everything. The regulars look at you a little longer now. Your manager doesn't say anything, but there's a new kind of quiet between you two. A coworker asks, not unkindly, just tired, "Why are you even still here?" You don't have a clean answer, so you just say, "It's complicated." She says, "Must be nice." 4 words. They land harder than you expect, because they're true and also not true, and there's no way to explain the difference to someone still standing where you used to stand. Day 19. $26,214,400. Your mom refuses a second transfer. "I don't want money to make us weird," she says. You tell her it won't. You both know that's more of a wish than a fact. Family conversations get careful now, not cold, just careful. Your aunt asks about the weather twice before she asks about anything else. Day 20, $52,428,800. Money changes the outside first. The inside spends weeks trying to catch up. You notice it in small ways. People start knocking before they walk into rooms you're in. A coworker asks if it's okay to sit down before she just sits. Nobody's watching you from some secret office. There's no one person keeping tabs. It's just Everyone. Coworkers, strangers online, family checking in a little too often. The attention isn't organized. It doesn't need to be. It just happens, the way a crowd happens without anyone calling a meeting. Day 21. $104,857,600. The shop pulls you off the floor. Not fired, just moved. Too distracting, your manager says, not looking at you directly. They give you a back room instead. A laptop, a schedule, a printed note that says maintain normal hours. You almost laugh. They pulled you out of normal life to make you act normal. Day 22. $209,715,200. A coworker named Theo comes to find you in the back room. You barely know him. Maybe said 10 words to him in 6 months. His daughter needs surgery. Insurance is slow. He says he wouldn't ask if there was another way. This is the hardest thing so far. Not because the amount is big to you. It isn't. It's hard because saying yes changes the shop forever. And saying no changes you forever. You send it through your lawyer before your shift ends. Theo cries anyway. By the next morning, 6 more people are waiting to ask. Every yes at this size opens 10 doors you didn't know were there. Day 23. $419,430,400. You think about quitting. Not the money, the whole thing. You open the app, hover over the button that ends it. One missed day. That's all it takes. No more doubling. No more people looking at you a second too long. No more feeling like every conversation has a price tag hidden somewhere inside it. Then you look at day 30. The number doesn't look like money anymore. It looks like a country. You close the app without pressing anything. Day 24. $838,860,800. A private investment group reaches out. Someone, somewhere, has already modeled exactly what day 30 is worth. They want to buy your remaining days. Guaranteed cash today. No more risk, no more waiting to see if day 30 even happens. Your lawyer hates the offer. Mathematically, it's terrible. Emotionally, it's enormous. They're not buying your paycheck, they're buying you relief from carrying it. You say no, not bravely, just cold hands, tight stomach, no. You want to know what happens when you don't sell the future cheap, just because the present is scary. Day 25. $1,677,721,600. Your legal team moves everything into institutional custody. Regular banks don't hold numbers like this. That night, alone in the new apartment, you don't buy anything. You don't celebrate, you make toast. The butter tears a hole straight through the bread. And somehow, that's the thing that almost makes you cry. Not the billion, the toast. Because some part of you is still the person trying not to waste groceries. Day 26. $3,355,443,200. Your name shows up online, not because anyone leaked anything, just because a barista buying a car like that doesn't stay quiet on its own. Strangers argue about you. Some say you're lucky, some say you're fake, some say you should give it all away, like they'd know exactly how if it were them. You stop reading the comments after one says you'd still be normal if you were a good person. You look around your apartment, clean floors, full fridge, a car downstairs, millions in an account with your name on it. Are you still normal? Were you ever? Really? Or was normal just the pressure you were used to? Day 27. $6,710,886,400. You drive past your old building. Not for a photo, just to see it. Same crack in the blind. Same smell of burnt coffee from the diner on the corner. Someone else probably lives behind that window now. The street looks smaller than you remember. You sit in the car for a minute. Money didn't erase that place. It just got you out of it. Those are two different things and you're only now learning the difference. Day 28. $13,421,772,800. The app gives you a choice. End it now, keep everything, stay private, or finish the last 2 days. And day 30 comes with one condition. You have to say, publicly, where the money came from. You never read the whole message, Just the number. Turns out the rest of it was in there the whole time. You laugh, because of course the real price at the end was never money, it was being seen. Day 29. $26,843,545,600. You decide to finish. Not to prove anything to anyone, just because you want to say something out loud in your own words before this ends. Day 30. $53,687,091,200. You stand in front of a small camera. No stadium, no stage, just a phone propped against a coffee mug in your new kitchen. You say the truth, plain, the way you'd say it to a friend. It felt amazing. Until I realized the money wasn't just changing my life, it was changing what everyone needed from me. You keep going. At first, I thought the question was what I'd buy. Then it was who I'd help. Then it was whether I could stay the same person. But normal was never some moral thing I earned. It was just the pressure I got used to carrying. When the pressure left, I could finally see how many people are still under it. You stop talking. You turn the phone off. Money didn't just change your life. It changed what everyone needed from you. No camera, no car outside. Just a grocery store, fluorescent lights humming, a cart with a wobbly wheel. The woman ahead of you puts a box of strawberries back. The total's too high without them. For 1 second, the old reflex kicks in. Step forward, pay for everything, fix it. Prove the money made you good. You don't. Instead, you ask the cashier quietly to add a gift card to the register. Big enough to help, small enough that it doesn't turn her into a scene. You hand it over after she's already walked off and say to no one in particular, "Someone did this for me once." That's not exactly true, but it's true enough. Outside, your phone buzzes. Not a payment, not a doubling. Just a reminder you set for yourself weeks ago. Day 31. No more doubling, no more streak, just the rest of your life, waiting to see who you decide to become now that nothing's forcing you to decide anything at all. The doubling stopped on day 30. The noticing never did.